Hello, hello, hello. It is Shuna, your lifestyle coach. What that means is I help you with your business startup, how to start a business, a home-based business or business outside of your home. Also, financial planning and tax planning, insurance to make sure that your family is secure if something happens to you. So that's who I am, that's what I do. And it's my goal to help you understand, get an understanding of the tax law changes, what you can deduct as a business owner, and that includes us home based business owners too. Okay, so we're going to dive right into that because I know I've been getting a lot of calls of people asking me questions. Oh, when am I going to be able to deduct next year? Can I do? So I have a couple notes here for you. And so hopefully we get a few of your questions answered on this video. So to be deductible, a business expense must be both necessary and ordinary, okay? So an ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted in your trade or business. A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate for your trade or business. An expense does not have to be indispensable to be considered necessary. Okay? So it is important to separate business expenses from the following expenses. Okay? So here they are. The expense used to figure out the cost of goods sold, capital expenses, and personal expenses. You absolutely want to separate your personal expenses from your business expenses because what happens is when tax season comes, you don't you're trying to separate one from the other, and then you don't remember what you spent on what. And then if you get an audit, then we have to go back to receipts and stuff because you didn't keep good books to see what was business and what was personal. And then that may cost you in the long run because if you don't have your things separated, then you're going to end up paying for whatever IRS requesting. If you can't satisfy it, you're going to end up paying. And we don't want that to happen. My job is to keep that from happening, okay? So, all right. So let's go into cost of goods sold. If your business manufactures products or purchase them for resale, you generally must value inventory at the beginning and at the end of each tax year, okay? So to determine your cost of goods sold, unless you are a small business taxpayer, we'll talk about that in a second. Some of your expenses may be included in figuring the cost of goods sold. The cost of goods sold is deducted from your gross receipts to figure your gross profit for the year. If you include an expense in the cost of goods sold, you cannot deduct it again as a business expense. Okay, so the cost of products or raw materials, including freight. Oh, I'm sorry. These are the following types of expenses that go into figuring the cost of goods sold. Okay, now this is goods sold. So the cost of products or raw materials, including the freight, storage, direct labor costs, including contributions to pension or annuity plans for workers who produce the product. So if you have some kind of retirement plan for your employees or your workers, you can include that in that cost. So factory overhead. So under the uniform capitalization rules, you must capitalize the direct cost and part of the indirect cost for certain production or resale activities unless you are a small business taxpayer. Indirect costs include rent, interest, taxes, storage, purchasing, processing, repackaging, handling, and administrative costs. Okay, so capital expenses. You must capitalize rather than deduct some costs. These costs are a part of your investment in your business and are called capital expenses. New lips. capital, capital expenses are considered assets in your business. In general, there are three types of costs you can capitalize. Okay, so these three are business startup costs, business assets, and improvements. So personal versus business expenses. Generally, you can deduct personal living or family expenses. However, if you have an expense for something that is used partially for business and partially for personal, you have to divide that cost up. So between the two parts. So for instance, if you borrow, just say you borrow money for your business, and you use 70% of it for the business, and you only use 30%. I'm sorry, so use 70% for the business, 30% for personal use. You can only put that 70% plus the interest on your taxes as a business expense. You can't use the 30% as an expense. So if you borrow 100, whatever the amount you borrow, if you only use 70% or whatever percentage, you can only write that percentage that you use for business as business expense plus the interest on that percentage. Okay, and the rest is personal and it's not deductible. So now the business use of your home, if you use part of your home for your business, you may be able to deduct the expenses for the business use of your home. And those expenses may include mortgage, interest, insurance, utilities, repairs, and depreciation. Also, if you have your guests to come over to your home and you buy snacks or whatever, you can write those snacks off. If you make, say for instance, you make coffee, you can write your coffee and things that you use. As long as it's pertaining to the business and you use it for business, you can write that off. If you cook a dinner for your guests, you can write that dinner off, okay? So business use of your car. If you use your car in your business, you can deduct your car expenses. If you use your car for both business and personal uses, you must divide the expenses. So you need a good tracking method for business use of your car, because it's so easy to get business uses and personal uses combined. Because if we're out in the field and you're out marketing and then you decide, okay, I'm going to stop and go to the grocery store before I get home, of course you can write that grocery store run. TaxSpot is a good way. And mileage, what is mileage plus, I think is called, and it's another good one. Okay, so some other business expenses are employees' pay. If you hire employees, you can deduct what you pay them. Retirement plans, if you have retirement plans for them, you can deduct those. Rent expense, if you have if you're renting away from home, you have an office space that you're renting, you can write the rent and utilities for that location. Interest, business interest expense is an amount charged for the use of money you borrowed for business activities. Okay, and we discussed that earlier. It's only for the business activities. Okay, so taxes, any taxes you pay, federal taxes, state taxes, local taxes, foreign taxes, directly attributable to your trade or business, as those are will write off for a business expense. Insurance, if it's for your trade or business, you can write that off as well. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful to make you aware of some of the business expenses as an entrepreneur. And I know sometimes that can be very, very confusing, especially with the new tax laws and updates. So for more information on starting your business, on insurance, or financial planning, tax planning, you can give me a call at 909-242-1988. 909-242-1988. Thank you very much for watching this video. And remember to stay focused on the things that matter. Focus on today, plan for tomorrow. And again, thank you. My name is Shuna, your lifestyle coach. I am signing off. And I didn't put my song up. My song, I better remain focused. I'll sing it for you. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you on the next one. Give me a call, 909-242-1988. ShunasFinancial.com. SunasFinancial.com.